Welcome back, everyone. Take a look at this device here. This giant wall-size iPad is actually measuring the sound of my voice. Julie Kelly, I know I'm very, very loud, and this is proving it. It's one of the many devices here at Imagination Station, a really one-of-its-kind facility in Vermont designed to help folks in our community on the autism spectrum. But that's not all that's here. And earlier, I got a chance to take a tour. Alrighty, well, just an incredible spot. This, my trusty 8-year-old assistant rider. We wanted to give you another sneak peek of that wall. Rider's holding this device here, and as we push the different buttons pink, you can see the colors change. It's really a whole lot of fun. I could do this all day. Now we're going yellow, blue, green, the whole thing. When we come back tonight at 6 o'clock, the reviews are in. We will talk to a young woman on the autism spectrum through the help of her iPad to see what she thinks of this space. Plus, if you love somebody on the autism spectrum who you think could benefit from this facility, we will let you know how to do that, and we will see you in a little bit. Roger and Bridget, coming up tonight on the 30, I will give you a complete tour of this space. We'll check it all out, and then ahead on the Channel 3 News at 6, I will introduce you to one of the very first individuals to kind of give this a test run. The reviews are in. I'll have those details in just a little bit. Until then, I'm going to have some fun.
Well, of course you are. Thanks a lot, Keith.
That's right, Julie. I am live at the grand opening of Imagination Station. It is a wonderful facility designed to help folks in our community living on the autism spectrum. We'll take a tour in just a bit. That's right, Julie. Check this out, this giant-sized iPad here. It is actually measuring the sound of my voice. It's one of the stations here at Imagination Station designed to help families with children on the autism spectrum. We will take a tour when the 30 continues. Come on back.
Space.
Your daughter, Malia, she's 20. I'm guessing 20 years ago, the picture when it comes to resources and help in your community was a lot different than it is today.
A lot different.
What do you think this project says about how far we've come?
Well, I think people are starting to realize how much autism there is out there.
Darren, this is just an incredible space. Bringing it to life took a whole lot of money and a ton of love from everybody in this room. And tonight, it officially opens for good. Inside the Imagination Station, 20-year-old Malia Darling is at ease.
Autism is not fun. It can be frustrating because I have a hard time regulating myself.
The Barry woman has autism and is nonverbal. She talks with the help of her iPad.
Imagination Station.
But this week it got a rest when her parents, Carrie and Todd, brought her to this brand new room inside the Well Space building in Barry.
Treat to see all the colors and neat stuff. My favorite was the bubble tubes. I really liked how the colors changed based on the music or steps. Yes, I look forward to going again.
The state-of-the-art facility is packed from floor to ceiling with all kinds of activities designed for folks on the autism spectrum to stimulate their senses.
She went right over to the bubble towers over there and was just very fixed on that and just very calm. Quiet, collected the whole time. She was just enjoying it.
There are light displays, interactive music stations, things to touch, smell, climb on, and explore.
There have been a lot of struggles and ups and downs, and a lot of kids with autism have sensory issues, whether they're oversensitive or undersensitive. So you're always trying to find that balance that keeps them grounded.
The $75,000 space is a gift from the Autism Puzzle Foundation, a group based in Barry made up of Malia's loved ones. For the last decade, it's been helping Vermont families like theirs get the resources they need.
As you can tell looking around, it's a fantastic space. I think the kids are going to love it and just have a place to come hang out, chill out, and relax, but also learn at the same time.
Now that the young woman at the heart of their mission is grown, the foundation is moving on and wanted this to be a final, lasting gift to Vermont's autism community and Washington County Mental Health Services.
This is really a gift from us to them. They're going to be running it to service Washington County kids with autism, and also we're hoping to get statewide response as well and have kids maybe bust in from around the state to use it.
A dream come true for a family who's always seen what makes Malia special. Her big heart, a sense of humor, and an ability to show us all what really matters.
I really want people to have patience and be kind to us. We are really smart and funny if you are positive with us.
Go ahead, play. Darren, everything in this space designed by autism experts, even down to the stuffed animals. This is Snaky. He's helping folks with their sense of touch and all kinds of motor skill development. But as for the name, Imagination Station, that was all Malia's idea, so kudos to her. And if you love somebody at home who could benefit from this space, if you want more information, you can head to our website or contact Washington County Mental Health Services. Just a wonderful spot. Darren?
Really cool. Keith McGilvery in Barrie, thanks so much.
It's grand opening tonight in Barrie, and that's where we find our Keith McGilvery. Hi, Keith.
Roger and Bridget, welcome inside Imagination Station. Yes, this is a brand new state-of-the-art facility inside the Well Space building in Barrie, and it looks like a whole lot of fun, and it really is almost like an amusement park, but each of these stations designed with a very specific purpose in mind, and that, of course, is to help individuals on the autism spectrum in our community. Now, each of these stations has a different purpose. Some will help an individual relax, others designed to help stimulate senses. This device I have here, they gave me the toys. You push blue, it changes to blue, you hear blue, really stimulating the senses, and designed with help from the Autism Puzzle Foundation.
Each kid's going to be different.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us tonight on the 30. And what a night it is. Just beautiful out here in Montpelier, just in the shadows of the Golden Dome. They're making all kinds of announcements, but you can see thousands of people already flooding the State House lawn for tonight's festivities. And if we take a look at some of the video that we've shot a little earlier today, people really have been collecting here over the course of the last couple of hours. They are here for the Capital Cup 5K. The beauty of this event is that folks of any ability are out here running and walking tonight. Newcomers, people who have been at this for a long time. There is a wonderfully large group here celebrating the life of Lara Sobel. Of course, she is the social worker who was gunned down outside of her office. Her friends and loved ones here to show their support for her. And of course, this entire event designed to raise money for physical fitness efforts all across the state. I talked with an organizer about why that's so important. Right now, it's pretty much just a big party out here in downtown Montpelier, but of course, the activity, the race, gets underway in just a little bit at 6 o'clock. Of course, the question is, it is a beautiful night. It's a little warm, Dan. How are they going to do?
Hey, you don't need me to tell you it's nice out here, but with all your recent running experience, I'm surprised you're not strapping on some shoes and getting going.
You want to take over the show?
Well, maybe not, but Keith, certainly a great evening out here tonight. Regardless of what you have plans for, certainly get out and enjoy it.
Yeah, not a bad night to be out of the office. Coming up tonight at 6, we're going to talk to a mom and first-time runner. She has advice for folks if they say, I could never do this. She says you can, and she'll have advice. And I don't know, Judy Simpson, if we got you down here, we'd have the 3 people we need to pull off a team.
I wouldn't count on that too soon.
Darren and Jennifer, a whole lot happening here tonight. Thousands of people crossing the finish line at what is really a picture-perfect night here in Montpelier. I'm going to step out of the way to give you a good look at the stars of the race tonight, and there are a whole lot of them. Organizers tell me this year has been a record year. 4,700 runners and walkers participating in the Corporate Cup tonight, and the beauty of this event is that it's really welcoming to people of any ability, people who are really elite runners, others coming out for the first time. The money that's raised at this event goes to physical fitness efforts taking place in all corners of Vermont. And if you're thinking to yourself, hey, there's no way I can come out here and do what these great people are doing. A short time ago, I talked to a mom and first-time runner. She tells me if she can do it, you can do it, and she had some advice. Already, well, certainly a whole lot of great teams out here this evening. One that is sticking out to a lot of folks here is a very large crowd walking in honor of Lara Sobel. Of course, she is a social worker who was gunned down last year outside of her office. A number of people out here paying tribute to her, another number of other great organizations as well. Darren and Jennifer, I have 1 bottle of water left, so if you know somebody out here who needs some help, I'm here to hook them up with some water, but that's going to do it for us tonight at the State House. We hope to have more on the race coming up tonight on the Channel 3 News at 11 o'clock.
From WCAX, Vermont's most trusted news source, this is the Channel 3 News.
They are real-life allegations fit for a horror movie. Good evening, and thanks for joining us at 11 o'clock. I'm Keith McGilvery. Today, the Rutland man accused of holding his wife prisoner for nearly 5 years was sentenced. Eliza Larson is live in the newsroom tonight with our top story. Eliza?
Keith.
All right, Eliza Larson live for us tonight in the newsroom. Thank you very much. New at 11 o'clock, state police are looking for a man arrested on sex assault charges. Authorities say Peter Gaudreau is wanted for violating conditions of his release. Police searched his BB home in Orleans County today with no success. He is due back in court this July. A Vermont man was arrested for allegedly hitting a picketing Verizon employee.
Yeah, nice job. Have a nice time in jail.
Police say Kevin Goodale of Bethel was working as a replacement worker for striking Verizon employees at a facility in Boylston, Massachusetts. They say as he left this morning, he hit a man with his vehicle before leaving the scene.
They pushed the picket line straight out into Route 140 here on the street, knocked over one of my members, injured him. At that time, the driver of the vehicle then jumped out of the line truck, jumped in a pickup truck, and took off.
Police say Goodale later returned and was arrested. His attorneys say the man who was hit stepped out in front of the truck. Goodale is facing multiple charges for assault and driving with a suspended license. Attempted murder charges tonight for a Malone man accused of attacking someone with a sword. Police say last Wednesday, 28-year-old Scott Hart swung the sword at a man who blocked the blow with his arm. Police say the victim suffered extensive injuries to his arm and other lacerations to his torso. Police tracked down Hart last night at a home in Ellenburg. Vermont medical marijuana's program could be growing as part of new proposed legislation. State House reporter Commodore explains. The Democratic primary in Kentucky is a real nail-biter tonight. With 99% of the vote in, Hillary Clinton is leading Bernie Sanders 47 to 46%. Results for today's Republican and Democratic primaries in Oregon, those are still out. To Heinsberg now, where police are using a new tool to catch speeding drivers, especially teenagers. Most everyone is familiar with the flashing radar warning signs, but these stealthy traffic monitors are harder to spot. The small gray boxes track vehicle speed, size, and the time of day. Police quickly saw a pattern of CVU students on their daily commute, including one 16-year-old CVU girl. She was clocked at 88 miles per hour in a 45-mile-per-hour zone. The police chief says he's instituted a new no-tolerance policy for speeders, including junior operators. Now, you might remember Heinsberg was the scene of a double fatal accident last spring caused by a speeding CVU student, and many locals say they support this latest crackdown. A newly formed school district wants to ditch its name and is asking you to come up with something unique. Fairfield, St. Albans Town, St. Albans City, Bellows Free Academy, and Northwest Tech Center will merge under Act 46. Right now, the combined school district is called the Franklin Central Unified Union School District. District officials say there are several nearby school districts with similar names, and so they're looking to do something a little different. So far, they've received about 50 entries. Submissions, they must be received by May 23rd. The new board will meet at the end of the month to pick a winner. New tonight, we have a pair of school budget votes to tell you about. It looks like the Plattsburgh City Schools' nearly $42 million budget has passed by a wide margin. Preliminary numbers show it getting the green light by more than 400 votes. The $10.5 million Chazy Central Rural School District was approved as well. That budget of around $10 million, and that was approved by about 150 votes. Here he is, meteorologist Dan Dowling at 11 o'clock. We had a really great day.
Yeah, a big improvement from yesterday. We had temperatures stuck in the 40s, finally back closer to normal today. And it looks like we've got a nice stretch of weather on the way. Details of that coming up just a bit.
All right, we'll see you then. Meanwhile, Dan, you are going to love this next video. Take a look here. To say it was windy atop Mount Mansfield this week is a major understatement. Or Mount Mansfield, Mount Washington. Thank you very much. Atop Mount Washington. Take a look. The folks who work at the observatory there shared this video from Monday to their Facebook page. Here you can see a worker literally running against 109-mile-per-hour winds at the tallest peak in the Northeast. At one point, he gets picked up, and the gusts of wind throw him right back to the ground. Mount Washington, once more, looks like quite a workout. Still ahead, superhero sexism.
It's not surprising to me that that Marvel would have some reluctance to have a female villain if they felt it would impact toy sales.
How toy sales impact how Hollywood casts its films. And is it animal cruelty or a pet owner's right? New York mulls over a cat declawing ban. Plus, folks in St. Albans lament the loss of a landmark of a bygone era.
It's that little piece of nostalgia, you know.
Also, some Miracle on Ice items are headed for the auction block. Would you pay up for a piece of Olympic history? The news continues next.
This week, police all around the country are being celebrated as part of National Law Enforcement Week. Now, today in Chelsea, it was used to help repair relationships with boys with troubled backgrounds. Here's our Adam Sullivan. New York might be the first place to ban declawing cats, but the proposed law is dividing veterinarians. Several vets who support the ban lobbied lawmakers at the state capitol today. They say the procedure, which involves cutting through bone, tendon, and nerves to amputate the first segment of a cat's toes, is unnecessary and cruel. But the state's Veterinary Medical Society opposes the measure, saying the decision to declaw is best left to cat owners and vets, not lawmakers. Vermont celebrated 50 years of hard work by its emergency responders in Montpelier today. Dozens of crews did rescue demos at the State House this afternoon. Ambulance teams and providers from all around the state participated as well. Now, this week has been proclaimed Emergency Medical Services Week by the governor, honoring the life-saving work that these workers do every day. Congrats to them. A piece of Olympic history is set to hit the auction block. That story still ahead.
Certainly had a couple of cool, cloudy days, but now I think it's looking good. It's right on through the end of the week.
All right. Thank you, Dan. That sounds good. Well, this next story coming up can have a lot of men and women upset. How toy sales may dictate the way Hollywood films are written. That story when we come back. Drive-in movie theaters used to be all the rage, but they've slowly been disappearing really all over the country. Today, crews were on scene in St. Albans, clearing property where a big screen once lit up the night sky. Eliza Larson has the story. Well, this one's going to get some people fired up. Comments from the director of Iron Man 3 are adding fuel to charges of sexism in Hollywood. Director Shane Black says in an interview he originally wrote a villain as a woman, but was told to change the character to a man. He says that's because toys based on male action figures simply sell better. There has been backlash in response to the lack of female characters and action figures, a sign that some say times are changing. Well, now is your chance to own a piece of Olympic history. The Miracle on Ice goaltender Jim Craig is selling his gold medal. Craig was part of the 1980 men's hockey team when it defeated the Soviet Union. The win, long considered one of the greatest sporting moments of the 20th century. Craig is also selling the jersey he wore during the game and the American flag that was draped over his shoulders after the team's victory at Lake Placid. 17 items will be offered through an online auction. They're expecting to fetch between $5 and $7 million. A lot of folks still remember that game. Mike McEwen here now. I'm sure you remember that. And we're
yes, absolutely. I am old enough to remember that indeed.